It's Edgar here. I was going to talk a little bit about an issue of concealed carry handguns. I've been doing a concealed carry for a few years now, and I've been pretty good about actually carrying, which ends up being a lot of problem for many people. A lot of people think they want to concealed carry, then they find they don't actually do the carry. Some folks asked me about what is a good concealed handgun. I've got a series here to show you. Every one of these I've actually carried fairly extensively. Some in shoulder holsters, others in inside the pants type holsters. I'm not going to go through with these real quickly here for you. First one I'm going to show you here. Classic mouse gun. Easy to carry. This particular one as an automatic is actually quite reliable. That's a major issue for concealed carry folks. You got to have a gun that you know is going to be reliable, that will shoot when you need it. This one's easy to carry, it's small. This has got the longer barrel, but with a short barrel you can actually just pop it right into your pocket. A full-size 9mm. This is a shoulder holster gun. I think it's fairly obvious. I like shoulder holsters. Anytime that I can wear a jacket, I find them actually fairly comfortable. Again, this one's a fairly reliable automatic. Automatics sometimes jam, they sometimes have misfires of various types. This one's been pretty good, and I do carry it. One of my favorite handguns, the Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum. Let's face it, revolvers are undeniably reliable. They virtually always shoot. Unless the ammo's bad, it's going to work. Fewer rounds than the larger automatics, it's going to get 6 rounds. And it's got a little bit of heft to it. So again, this is the shoulder holster weapon. A Makarov. This Makarov is actually somewhat similar to some of the 380s that you're seeing now. The 380s are becoming more popular. The Makarov round is just slightly punchier. It carries a small number of rounds. Extremely reliable. Again, reliability is important. And extremely accurate. So this gun shoots well, it's a reliable weapon, and it's fairly easy to carry. It's got a very narrow aspect, so it's slender. It's got a little bit of weight to it because it's all metal, but all in all, it's a fairly easy to carry gun. My snubby is a 38 Special. It's the classic snub-nose revolver. It carries only 5 rounds, extremely easy to carry. I probably carry my snubby more than any other handgun, simply because it's convenient to carry. And when it comes to reliability and accuracy, I can put a 3-inch group with the snubby at 10 yards. So it's got plenty of accuracy for self-defense and concealed carry. Derringers are becoming very popular now. They're easy to carry. This one's kind of a large one, so you can see it's almost the same weight as my snubby. And it shoots a 45 rounds, so it's got a significant amount of punch. A lot of people talk about the firepower or the punch of the handgun, and there are advocates who say you really need to go with a 40 cal or a 45 cal to be able to do anything in self-defense. I'm going to speak to that a little bit in a moment, but one thing about the Derringers, I've shot this one several times with the 45 longs. It's been reasonably reliable, sometimes get light strikes. Very difficult to shoot accurately past a short distance. Yeah, if you're right up close to the guy, you're going to hit him and it's going to pack a wallop. But you're talking about just a relatively few feet away. Unless you're a pretty good marksman, you're going to have some trouble hitting what you're shooting at. Have to have coffee when you talk about guns. I don't know how people can function without coffee. Okay, so the discussion is which one is the better handgun for a concealed carry or carry weapon, period. There's a few things you want to assess when you're talking about a handgun that you're going to want to carry around that's going to be used to protect yourself. Reliability is going to be a big issue. If that gun is jammy, which unfortunately some of the small automatics are, and yeah, it's probably not going to be that reliable for you to save your life. I know that there's a big push now to have these tiny little automatics, a lot of them in the .380 caliber, People love picking them up, and they're easy to put in their pockets. But a few of them when I fired have really got a serious jam problem. Or failure to fires, failure to feeds. They seem to have reliability issues. Some of the older ones, like the Makarov, obviously the full-size 9s or 45s and 40s, you're going to have a lot fewer of those reliability problems. The absolute most reliable, a revolver. I love revolvers. I'm kind of a revolver guy, so I do have a certain bias. But, you know, if the ammunition's okay, it's going to fire. So you got a reliability issue. It's going to be a usability issue as well. Is it something that you can fire reasonably accuracy, that you can handle that weapon well? I've got a friend, woman friend. She's got a Glock 40. She fires that extremely well, but she hates it. She hates the bang. She hates the recoil of that 40 cal. You know what she carries? She carries a mouse gun, deadly accurate with it. And she finds that it's small enough and comfortable enough for her that she's very self-assured in having it, and she does actually carry it, which is a big issue. On the larger revolvers, I will carry those in the shoulder holster. Again, reliable, easy to shoot. You know, it's extremely accurate. Probably not a bad choice. The Derringers. I'm not an advocate of the Derringers. You only have 2 rounds, which frankly, you know, anybody with any brains at all will see it and know you only have 2 rounds. They're notoriously inaccurate. I know there's some guys out there who are going to tell me that, yes, I can shoot mine just fine. Yeah, well, you're probably not the average person who's looking to have a firearm for self-defense then. If you can do some serious shooting with a Derringer, you're not the run-of-the-mill guy. Ultimately, what is the best firearm? The debate rages about having to have enough firepower. People say the 45 caliber is the only thing you should be carrying, or 40 cal. Don't carry a 22. 380 doesn't have enough punch. Well, you know, the vast majority of self-defense situations, or rather a majority of self-defense situations, simply displaying the handgun stops the crime. In a good half of the other cases, firing the weapon stops the crime. The people aren't killed. It's only about 20 to 25% of self-defense incidents where the bad guy actually dies from his wounds. Most guys, they'll take a shot from a 22, they'll start running. So yeah, you know what, I don't think that it's that critically important, personally. I know I'm going to get some calls on this and emails and some nasty comments, but caliber is far less important than your ability to handle that weapon. Just take a look at the reports of self-defense and you're going to discover that very few of the people actually die from it. But the use of the weapon stops a lot of crimes. So finally, ultimately, what determines it? I got to tell you guys, it's really this simple. It's the one you'll actually carry. Most of us have carried these heavier guns at one time or another, or we've had the uncomfortable inside the pants, inside the belt type holsters. We find ourselves saying, well, I don't need to carry it right now. If you have a handgun that's reliable for you, you're reasonably accurate with it, and it's comfortable for you to carry, then that's the one. For me, it's the Snubby. I carry this little guy pretty much all the time. Why? It's small enough and light enough for me to reasonably carry it. My friend, Sharon, she carries her mouse gun. It's small enough and light enough that she will actually carry it. She's carried her Glock exactly twice in the whole time that she's owned it. And I think ultimately a 22 in hand is infinitely more valuable than a .357 Magnum that's stuck in your closet. Anyway, this is Edgar. Let me know what you think about that.